Hello everyone and welcome back to game week 2 of the 2024-25 Optegra Championship, where you join myself, Ryan Sipple, alongside my co-commentator Troy Willicombe for Manchester City versus Villa Rockets Lions. Troy, how are you?
Not too bad yourself, Ryan?
I'm very well. Well. How have you found game week 2 so far? Is that 1 win, 1 draw to your names, being GBG Knights?
It is a 1-1 with Teesside Steel, first game of the day, and then just a, I think it was 4-0 win against Manchester United. It'd be definitely interesting to see these two sides battle it out, because they're both physical sides as well, with Mason Hindley in the middle for Villa Rocket Lions, and I believe it's Sebastian Spink.
Yep, I believe so. I haven't watched Manchester City yet this weekend, but I was glancing my eyes over in their earlier matchup against Manchester United, and considering Manchester United are a team with strong aspirations of returning to the Premiership, it was an excellent display, and it's clear to see that Manchester City are building on the foundations laid last season, and they're growing in stature, they're growing in confidence and experience mostly. So with that in mind, let's go through the squads quickly before myself and Troy bring you the action live. On court A, Nottingham Forest take on Teesside Steel. Dylan Palmer and Rosie Hodgson are overseeing the action. So looking at the squads, Manchester City have number 1, Jay Pixton, number 7, James Simpson, number 9, Kareem Ali, number 10, Lucas Veza O'Brien, number 17, Sebastian Spink, number 20, his brother Oscar Spink, number 29, Stephen Miller Whitaker. And there's a lot of excitement and buzz around Villa Rockets at the start of game week 2. Going through the team lineups, you will probably see why. They have number 2, Luke Millington, number 5, Nicky Baker, number 7, Thomas Marshall, number 8, Mason Hindley, number 11, Naglis Montvillash. We'll get onto him in a bit more detail in a minute, but number 14, Sam Turner, and number 17, Daniel Ball, complete their side. So both teams with strong outfits, and that's something we're seeing a fair bit across the Championship, is squads with 7, 8 players.
It seems like to be the norm this season, what I've seen. I've only seen a couple teams with less than maybe 5 or 6 as a maximum.
Yeah, so it's really great to see. But just turning our attention back to Naglis Montvillas, one of the most competent, professional, brilliant players worldwide. Republic of Ireland International is featured at many international competitions, most notably the 2023 Fit for Power Chair Football World Cup, and it just shows what the WFA National League is doing now, proudly sponsored by Optegra. Is we're providing opportunities for players overseas to come and test themselves at this level. And I know we're biased, but this for us is the best league in the world. So if you're a Naglis Montvillas, if you're a Sean or Thomas Donaher, who also hail from the Republic of Ireland, the opportunity to come and test yourself here must be kind of that real dream, I suppose.
And achievement, if you look at it that way. No disrespect to any other leagues, but like you said, there's nothing quite like the English National League.
Yeah, whilst some other teams will have more teams competing across their National League divisions, I think France has a larger National League. In terms of quality from top to bottom, we've got to be considered the greatest. And I know geography plays a contributing factor to that as well. The United Kingdom, or England specifically, is far smaller than your Americas, your Australias, and Australia, as one point of reference, they have club championships, kind of a competition held once a year due to how vast the country is. The fact that we're able to hold National League weekends, 11 weekends of the year, of the season even, because obviously they overlap, seasons don't conform to the calendar year. You've always got football being played, and the Championship, of course, sits under the Premiership. For all of those that don't know, Championship, 12-team division. Whoever finishes in the top 2 positions is automatically promoted. Whoever finishes third plays whoever finishes 10th in the Premiership. But the teams just getting themselves ready to kick things off. Thank you to all that are tuning in. As always, comments, predictions, thoughts in the comment section. Myself and Troy will give you a shout out.
This will definitely be an entertaining game with both sides having substitutes at their disposal.
Yeah, absolutely. So the teams are lined up, which allows us to talk about the starting 4. Jay Pixton, Sebastian Spink, Kareem Ali and Lucas Veza O'Brien for Manchester City. For Villa Rockets Lions, coached by Brad Bates, and now assistant coach Abigail Bolt. They have Luke Millington, Mason Hindley, Thomas Marshall and Naglish Montvillas. What's your prediction for this one, Troy?
I think it's going to be a cagey start for both teams to find their feet, and I predict a Villa Rockets win, but I will not give a scoreline.
Fair enough. Lucas Veza O'Brien and Mason Hindley as the 2 captains, brought in by our central referee, Megan Harley-Buller. She will be complemented by Jeff Lewis and Jamie King. It's been a tough start to the season for Villa Rockets Lions. I think a lot of people had high expectations for them, and whilst there's still plenty of football left to be played, it's all about momentum. They did start game week 2 in winning 2-1 against AFC Bournemouth Warriors, but that was probably far closer than they would have wanted it to be.
But people also have to remember it's a new look squad with a new look coach with a new style. It will take time for that team to adapt. It
does take time. And that's why we're seeing teams like Manchester City and Nottingham Forest, who really struggled in the 23-24 campaign, start to look more comfortable now, start to understand their positions and their roles within the wider system.
Kick in now around the Villa box. Looks like Mason Hindley to take. Into Naglish Montvillas.
Yep, just guides it down to Thomas Marshall, who flicks it into the side of Sebastian Spink. Obviously, should go without saying, Manchester City in sky blue. Villa Rockets in claret and blue.
In a new strip as well.
So Sebastian Spink to take. Picked off by Mason Hindley into the shot side of Jay Pixton. Good attacking pressure early on.
Kick in for Villa Rocket Lions. Can they capitalise? Hindley to take.
Into Naglish Montvillas. Didn't quite get the time in. He has a goal to his name, so history has already been made.
A very tricky kick in here for Man City. The angle is not in their favour, as they're almost like boxed in as such from Villa Rocket Lions. Breaks free for Montvillas. Tries to work it around the City defence. Takes time, flicks it out. Hindley misses the full rotation.
It's a really good opportunity that. Naglish Montvillas just drew the defenders into that bottom right-hand corner, fired the ball on the edge of the box, and Mason Hindley will be disappointed he wasn't able to make contact there, because had he done so, it could have very much opened the scoring.
Spink into Ali, back to Spink.
Yeah, that's nice football there. Lucas Vezza-O'Brien would have liked to have seen him a little bit wider on the right, but takes possession, just needs the intent on them passes. A return to Karim Ali would have been the more favourable option there.
Also relieves some of that pressure for City now. They can reshape, rethink, and create attacking opportunities just like that.
And this is something I don't think we saw a great deal last season.
Last season they were very defensive and just playing on 1-2 balls, but this season, from what I've seen, they feel more fluid and free, like they trust each other a bit more.
And that's this a very young side, so it will take a long time to cultivate that sort of understanding and that comfort around one another. They of course compete with each other at regional league, but you'll know that the gap between regional league and national league is fairly significant.
The ball's now loose in the Villa box. Spink tries to capitalise, but can't get past Mason Hindley, putting up a brick wall as such. Now he breaks. Met by Lucas Vezza-O'Brien now. Ball gone, signalled by Jamie King in the favour of Manchester City. Can they capitalise? As last time these two squads played against each other, Man City did come out on top from a set piece from Lucas Vezza-O'Brien. Karim Ali, save from Mason Hindley, out for another kick in for Manchester City.
Yeah, such well worked opportunity there. Karim Ali nearly opening the scoring 4 minutes in.
A brilliant dead ball from Lucas Vezza-O'Brien there.
It's certainly an element of City's games that they're very much utilising. On the edge is Sebastian Spink. Karim Ali, the only player within this Manchester City starting four that has registered a National League goal. So Sebastian Spink and Lucas Vezza-O'Brien still chasing that first ever National League finish. Stephen Miller-Whittaker and James Simpson, both currently on the bench, have scored Manchester City's other goals across game week 1 of the season and the entirety of the 23-24 campaign. Naglish Montvillash into Mason Hindley. Blocked by Sebastian Spink. This is a real opportunity here. Jay Pixton has to remain calm.
Well defended by the Man City number 1. Calm and cool, collected, even though Thomas Marshall was there to pounce. Hindley, shot just wide of this near post. Goal kick for City. Can they relieve some pressure now? Taken wide to Ali, into Spink, into Vezza-O'Brien. Hindley just takes the ball away from O'Brien there, tries to break. Unlucky there by Mason Hindley, just couldn't get round it in time to create an attacking phase. Another goal kick for City.
Yeah, Jay Pixton to take Sebastian Spink in the centre, just pointing to his right-hand side. His left as you view it. That's exactly where Pixton puts it. Thomas Marshall now been fairly isolated.
Well done by the young number 17 of Man City, keeping Mason Hindley at bay. I think this is going to be the battle of the game with Lucas Vezza-O'Brien and Mason Hindley battling away yet again. Can either of them find a teammate? Hindley flicks out, but into the path of Spink. They drive to the far corner of the Villa box. Ball trapped in between. Mason Hindley flicks it, but met by Spink.
Yeah, Manchester City committing players forward here, so if Mason Hindley is able to thread the eye of the needle and break the lines, Villa Rockets lines could counter with an overload. Luke Millington called into action for the first time really this game. Lucas Vezza-O'Brien wins his team. Direct free kick. Just on the edge, the left-hand side of the box. Sebastian Spink in support. Kareem Ali at the back post.
But they're both being marked by Naglis Monvillash and Luke Millington closing the gap as well. Good ball there by Lucas Vezza-O'Brien, just couldn't find a teammate. Goes out for a Villa kick in, just around the halfway line. It looks like Monvillash to take. Hindley sets his chair for the flick for Marshall. Very linear by Villa Rockets. Marshall now battling with Spink. Now with O'Brien.
It's good work from Lucas Vezza-O'Brien there. Very cagey opening 9 minutes.
Dangerous by Tom Marshall there. Luke Millington tries to clear it, he does so.
Just need to communicate there, Manchester City, as to who's going to approach that ball. They don't want to give away needless 2-on-1 infringements.
Luke Millington now battling on the edge of his area. Has to be careful that he doesn't commit a 2-on-1 violation with Mason Hindley as he comes out of his box. Every twist and turn Luke Millington seems to do, Lucas Vezza-O'Brien's there just to cut him off just in time. Great from the pair. City ball and a substitution.
Yeah, Sam Turner coming onto the court. Off comes Thomas Marshall. We highlighted it during game week 1 of the 24-25 championship. Sam Turner playing in an unfamiliar role, certainly when compared to the one in which he played in last season for Sale United in goal.
Shot by Spink. Sorry, Ryan.
It's absolutely fine. And
goal.
It's a great goal. Sebastian Spink with the initial effort.
Cleared up by Ali at the back post. That's why we tell our wingers to stay tight to the post for all those loose balls. And that just shows why.
Yeah, so full credit, Manchester City. Sebastian Spink had 2 attempts, rotated spin kick at the second time of asking. Put it on a plate for Kareem Ali on the edge of the box. Just under 11 minutes played. Manchester City 1, Villa Rockets Lions 0.
Ali Brett on the break again. Met by Millington. Who comes out on top? It's Luke Millington as of so far. Strong battling from the pair. Ball's gone in the favour of Man City. Sebastian Spink to take. It's good to hear from Mason Hindley speaking to his team, communicating to his teammates where he wants them, encouraging them to get back on top.
Kareem Ali has only ever registered 1 National League goal prior to that finish. So huge congratulations to him. But as we've said time and time again, it's clearly evident the development that Manchester City are showing. They've learnt so much from the season they completed last year. And now they're building upon that. And they're chasing games. They're looking to take points against, on paper, tougher opposition.
It's great to see such a young side develop from their first national season and go on to possibly win games even this season as the season goes on.
Well, anyone that tuned into the action from game week 1, they were playing Nottingham Forest. Not the 45th minute, I believe it was. They had an indirect free kick, which was fired into the side of James Simpson's chair, and with no time left on the clock, were able to get their first win of the season. So, truly an amazing feat for, as you've already said, a very young team.
A little bit hesitant there by Sebastian Spink, allowing Sam Turner to close him down. Turner now on the break for Villa Rocket Lions. Ball's just behind him. Nearly lost it, but Mason Hindley's telling him where it is.
Just put it into context, a win here for Manchester City would see them match their entire 23-24 points tally as Nagelsmann forces it over the line.
But goal kick is given, I believe.
Yeah, in doing so, the left-hand post was lodged well out of its place, so Megan Harley-Buller deems that to be a goal kick, which is almost definitely the correct decision. 14 minutes played. Manchester City 1, Villa Rockets Lions 0. Single strike from Kareem Ali, the difference between the two teams.
Hindley now advancing up the court, but met by Spink. Tries to flick it out by Spink. Rotated spin kick, but blocked by Lucas Vezra O'Brien. But it falls for Nagelsmann Villas.
I think I would have liked to have seen Sam Turner have a go at goal there. I think the opportunity to do so.
2-on-1 in the favour of Villa Rocket Lions. Just outside the Man City area. Can they capitalise?
Indirect. Has to go via the chair of an opponent or teammate. He has Naglos Montvillas just trying to position himself between Jay Pixton and Sebastian Spink. Sam Turner at the back post. He's going to let that roll over to Sam Turner, who's happy to let that go out for a kick in. Just out a shot. Sam Turner to take the corner kick into Mason Hindley. Fired goal bound, blocked by Sebastian Spink.
Good passing play here by Villa, but cut out by Spink. Turner to Hindley. Shot. Saved. Turner. Rotated spin kick. Falls for Nagelsmann Villas.
Just trying to force it a little bit too much. I'd like to see them just look to pick out Mason Hindley on the edge of the box. More space they can give him. Like Kareem Ali's brilliantly reading that because he's limited the gap. Sam Turner now just didn't quite make contact. Just have to watch it back to see what the hesitation was. It's a good ball from Nagelsmann Villas, and he's just completely missed the ball, unfortunately. Had he made contact, he could have probably found the gap between the two Manchester City defenders.
Man City kick in. Good by Kareem Ali, just to flick it off the side of Nagles' chair. Spink to take. Hits it into the path of Lucas Vezra O'Brien, just flicks it on. Met by Hindley. Hindley and O'Brien now battling on the edge of the Villa Lions box. Ball still in play, kept in by Lucas Vezra O'Brien. Flicked out by Hindley. The number 8 and number... Is that number 10? I can't see from here.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Battling away.
the two captains. It's good work from Lucas Vezra O'Brien. Speaking to him, I know how desperate he is to score his first goal in National League football. But I'm sure he'll be delighted with the current scoreline, irrelevant of who managed to guide it past Luke Millington in the Villa Rockets Lions net. Snaglish Montvillash breaks the press, flicks it into the centre. A little bit of miscommunication between Turner and Hindley. It's the right intent and a crucial interception by Sebastian Spink to guide it out of play.
Can Villa Rocket Lions now capitalise from this kick in? Turner across, met by Montvillas, saved, falls for Hindley. Goal kick in the favour of Man City. With just 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Manchester City 1, Villa Rocket Lions 0. Picton to take the goal kick, but falls for Hindley. Picton just stops the ball dead, battles away. Sebastian Spink on the line. It'll be interesting to see what both set of coaches say at half-time to each of the teams.
Contact from Jay Pixton, who deemed the aggressor despite his appeals. So Mason Hindley is on his side. Really good direct free kick. Whether or not he goes directly is another matter. Montvillash just trying to position himself between the City defenders.
Just a quick word from his captain on this set piece.
So Hindley to take. Sam Turner well isolated on the right. Well read by Jay Pixton to nullify the free kick in which he gave away the final minute of the first half. Into Sam Turner.
Saved by Pixton.
Another brilliant save at that. City riding this storm currently. They'll want to go into the break 1-0 to the good, but late pressure may decide otherwise as Sam Turner rotated spin kick back to Montvillas. A chance cleared once again by Jay Pixton. It must be 5-6 saves in the last 3 or 4 minutes from the City number one. Sebastian Spink this time to just angle it out of play. Round of applause from both sets of fans. The sustained pressure from Villa Rockets Lions surely pleasing Brad Bates, but the defending from City has been pretty excellent. As Sam Turner is going to test Sebastian Spink once again. Another opportunity. Pixton this time. Hindley that time. And a potential break.
And that's half-time.
That was a really fiery end to the first half. Villa Rockets Lions most definitely ending the half with the more attacking pressure. But either way, Manchester City still have a 1-goal margin into the break. Thank you to all that are tuning in to myself and Troy Willicombe. We'll be back for the second half very shortly. Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half in this championship fixture between Manchester City and Villa Rockets Lions, currently separated by a single Kareem Ali goal. Once again joined on commentary by Troy Willicombe. Troy, give me your thoughts on that first half, please.
Like I said, towards the start of the game, it was a cagey first half, and it was just resulting in a fantastic dead ball from Lucas Vezza-O'Brien to find Kareem Ali, to find a gap between the Villa defence. I can guarantee you both sets of managers have told either side to either up the ante or defend strong and hard like they have been for both sides.
Yeah, if you're Manchester City, you definitely want more of the same. That goes without saying. But what we saw in the final 2-3 minutes, I don't believe will be sustainable across this 20-minute half. So they're going to have to try and address that in the second. But I think even now, if you offered Manchester City a point, they may take it. So who knows? But as the teams line up, Manchester City, I believe, have brought Oscar Spink on. So Jay Pixton, Oscar Spink, Lucas Vezza-O'Brien, and Kareem Ali. And
for Villa Rocket Lions, they brought on Dan Bull.
Yeah, as Nagelsmann Villas picks out the man in question, cleared once again by Jay Pixton. I'd love to know how many shots he's saved in the game so far. Fast approaching double digits, but in its entirety, Luke Millington, Mason Hindley, Nagelsmann Villas, and Dan Bull.
One Villas to take. Tries to line it up.
Dan Bull at the back post. The intended target, strikes a goal. A shot at goal, sorry, into that right-hand post. And Nagelsmann Villas nearly found the gap.
Well defended by the young City side.
Mason Hindley's now going to attempt an effort. Feints, goes back to Dan Bull, into the box. Pick off from Nagelsmann Villas. This is real attacking intent and pressure from Villa Rockets Lions, eventually going out for a corner kick. I said it a few minutes ago. City will have to change something because it is not sustainable. Villa Rockets Lions will find a gap eventually if it continues in this fashion. Just trying to understand the referee's decision. I don't think she had signalled for that to be taken. So Nagelsmann Villas will retake this corner kick. Mason Hindley typically acts as the screen. Over to Dan Bull, across the front bumper of Oscar Spink. It's a really strange decision. That went over his bumper. So the goal has been awarded, but there's nothing Oscar Spink could have done there to prevent it going over the line, because it went over.
It definitely did. And from what I could gather from signals from Jeff Lewis, he was saying it's gone over the front of the bumper. We'll definitely have to watch that back and find out. I think Man City's coaching staff are just saying the same thing on what their players meant to do in that situation.
Yeah, I've just watched it back. It's an interesting one for sure. But I'm certainly not a match official. Would need to look at the actual wording around the National League regulations, but the ball was fired over Oscar Spink's chair. Either way, Manchester City won, Villa Rockets Lions won. They certainly deserve the equaliser. There's no question about that. The pressure, the attacking intent has been really good to watch. So it was always a matter of when, not if. Just the circumstances are a little bit grey, but straight away they're back on the attack. Corner kick by Naglishmont Village. Can they replicate it? Village corner kick. Down ball. Will he be the target once again?
But this time he's being tightly marked by Lucas Vezza O'Brien. Ali is tightly marking Hindley. Finds ball just wide. It's the far post.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed he wasn't able to get the accuracy on that, but it's the blueprint. I think that is the blueprint. Mason Hindley acts as the screen. Naglishmont Village just picks out down ball with great accuracy. Good pass from Mason Hindley. Likewise from down ball. They're playing some beautiful passing football. Down ball not able to make the contact at the final time of asking, but they're turning on the style now as Manchester City make a substitute. James Simpson, the player coming on. Lucas Vezza O'Brien coming off. Hindley into Montvillage, just trying to angle his chair in a fashion that guides the ball between Spink and Pixton.
Ball, Montvillage, ball.
They're enjoying themselves out there now.
They found their rhythm.
There's a big smile on the face of the Republic of Ireland international. Must be loving the chance to play here in England, as his compatriots have done so in the Premiership in Thomas and Sean Donoghue.
Slightly mistimed there by Ball. I think he was aiming to get it back to Hindley to play in the next phase. However, Spink now to take the resulting kick in. Simpson tightly marked by Ball.
Hindley up the court, met by Oscar Spink.
Two on one in the favour of Villa Rocket Lions.
Substitute signalled. For the first time this game, Stephen Miller-Whittaker, the player entering the court, number 29, coming off. The goal scorer for Manchester City, Kareem Ali.
A little bit rushed there by Hindley. I would like to see him try and use his wingers a little bit more in that set piece scenario to get the ball moving a tiny bit more. But great strike nonetheless. Pixton to take. Into Spink. Possible 2-on-1 signalled by Jeff Lewis. Down ball now, trying to work it around Pixton. Well vacated by Naglishmont Villas. Mason Hindley's there for the flick. He does do the flick, but cut out by Pixton. I would love to see his heat map.
Yeah. Absolutely. It just seems to have been everywhere. But knowing Villa Rockets Lions and their coaches, they won't want to settle for a point here. They've got just under 12 minutes to try and find another goal. Also hoping not to concede, but Luke Millington, look, playing a 4-out phase now, joining in the attack, which is encouraging to see. He's had little to no defensive work in this second half.
Pixton now for Manchester City, trying to line it up. Flicked on by Spink, but into the path of Monvillas. Closed down by Stephen Miller-Whittaker. Monvillish now, breaking away. Hindley into Monvillash. Tries to find Dan Bull. Dan Bull tries to get it back to Hindley, but met by Spink. Hindley and Spink now battling away on the top of the City box. Ball breaks free. Stephen Whittaker tries to play the ball across to number 7 of Simpson.
Yeah, I think he just needed to engage that ball a little bit quicker. Whittaker there, just sitting stationary, allowed Mason Hindley to close the gap. Englishman Villash does well to read the momentum of the play. You can see he's an experienced professional. And the level of quality he has, he could easily play for a Premiership team. And whilst the table isn't necessarily in favour of Villa Rockets Lions, they're not where they want to be, they will no doubt have intentions to be a Premiership side in the years to come.
Contact there on the rear of Hindley's share, resulting in the Villa Rocket Lions set piece. Hindley to Monvillas, back to Hindley, back to Monvillas. Good passage of passing football here. Takes it. Monvillas now taking his time, trying to create separation. Svink now closes down that attack. Can he break free from Hindley's grasp?
Tempo certainly slowed down, hasn't it?
Definitely.
And whilst I said it was hard for them to sustain that sort of attacking pressure, it's also on the flip side hard for Villa Rockets to maintain that attacking pressure. He was just relentless, non-stop.
Great little deflection there by Simpson to stop Dan Bull from getting that ball back across to Monvillas for the possible shot. Dan Bull now into Hindley, saved by Pixton.
Yeah, numerous times this game. I think 3 in the box has been signalled by Jeff Lewis. Such an experienced referee. Not just that, being so tall, it affords him such a fantastic view over the game. But a real opportunity here for Villa Rockets Lions. Indirect, has to go via the chair of an opponent or teammate. Montvilla shaping up to take it. The only real target is Mason Hindley, with Dan Bull being high and wide on the right-hand side. Have to be careful of the 2-on-1, so Magnus Montvilla will need to vacate the space quickly should it ricochet back.
Great ball from the Irish international there. Hindley just couldn't connect it just in time. Spink down the line. Met by Monvillash. Falls for Hindley, but met by Simpson. Villa Rockets kick in just around the halfway line. Hindley down to Monvillash. Stops the ball dead. Great touch. Spins it across to Hindley. Ball. Hindley. Moving the City defence around now as Villa Rocket Lions.
Yeah, it's rolled out of play in the end, but fantastic pass in football. Picking the gaps in and around the Manchester City defenders. It's a fantastic thing to see.
Hindley to ball. Can they control it? They do. Down ball now. Trying to flick it free. But Pixton's there to cut it out and advances. Met by the Villa Rockets captain in Hindley.
I don't think James Simpson has had a touch since his introduction for Kareem Ali about 10 or so minutes ago. We've got 6.5 minutes of regulation time remaining, plus anything additional that Megan Harley-Buller has accrued. But as has already been mentioned, Manchester City still have a point with this scoreline, which they will be delighted with. That's why we're seeing the Villa Rockets Lions players desperately search for that goal that sees them take the advantage.
Oscar Spink now just slowly trying to slow down the phase of play. Monvillas stopped by Pixton. 2-1 in the favour of Manchester City. I think it may be Naglish Monvillas and Mason Hindley in that occasion. Pixton to take the resulting free kick. Indirect, so it must go via another chair. Pixton lines it up. Met by Hindley. Spink and Hindley now battling away again on the top of the City box. Well vacated by Naglish Monvillas, but falls out for a Villa Rockets ball.
We get a substitute. Looks like Stephen Miller-Whittaker will be coming off. And 3 substitutes from the looks of it. The team that started this fixture and saw them take that 1-0 scoreline into the break. Sebastian Spink on in place of his brother. Kareem Ali on in place of James Simpson. And Lucas Veza O'Brien in place of Stephen Miller-Whittaker.
Monvillas saved, ricocheted from the City defenders' bumpers.
I don't know how they've managed to keep that out. Looked almost a certain goal. The danger still present as Dan Ball looks to double his own tally for the game. Good clearance by Sebastian Spink, straight back into the fire since his introduction. How did they keep that out?
Very, very good defensive showing by City throughout this game, keeping the very potent Villa Rocket Lions attack at bay.
Irrelevant of the scoreline, they've got to see that as a huge positive.
Rotated spin kick saved by Pixton.
Follow-up effort from Montvillas to Dan Ball. It's that connection and that chemistry that Dan Ball and Naglish Montvillas are starting to create is really promising. And I don't think Naglish Montvillas has trained with Villa Rockets Lions. I may be wrong. But so this is his first time really playing with his teammates. And the fact that he's just seamlessly slotted into the same sort of wavelength must really please his coaches. He's got responsibility of this corner kick here. Into the box, down ball meets, but mistimes it. And Kareem Ali, would have liked to have seen him stay in reverse, just trying to readjust and drive onto the ball. Lost him 2 or 3 seconds and valuable momentum. Villa Rockets Lions turn what could have been a City counter-attack into attack of their own as Mason Hindley, slightly forced, doesn't trouble Sebastian Spink.
Monvillas back into Hindley to Monvillas. Slightly mistimed ball. Falls for Lucas Veza O'Brien. Good clearance by Pixton there. Falls for O'Brien, but met by Hindley. Monvillas blocked by Veza O'Brien.
Yeah, Montvillas just gets the better of Veza O'Brien. Hindley, minute and a half remaining. An opportunity for Dan Ball. They are desperately trying to find that winning goal. Ricochets between the chairs of Veza O'Brien and Mason Hindley in the favour of Manchester City. Can they hold on? Can they secure a point? Villa Rockets Lions are doing everything they can to ensure that is not the case.
Kick in the favour of Villa Rockets Lions now. Hindley looks to take it quickly, but slows the game down. We're just Over a minute left to play. Montvillash. Ball saved by Pixton. Ball now trying to work it behind Spink. Luke Millington steps up now. Flag waved. Obstruction.
Yeah. Well signalled by Jeff Lewis on the far side. And now Manchester City, can they manage this? This is when I want to see game management come in. They've got 30 seconds plus any additional time to hold on to this result. Can they lock it up in a corner on the side? They've got to be careful. And whilst that isn't the best decision, how he was shaping up, Naglish Montvillash was ready to pounce. This would see Manchester City go within a point of Villa Rockets Lions.
The ball just sneaks between the two front bumpers of the City players.
You're seeing the frustration as Naglish Montvillash finally found the gap. Sebastian Spink is not happy. It's a real bitter pill to swallow.
But again, he shouldn't be that disheartened. The whole City side have defended with their heart, played with passion, and as the old cliche goes, played for the badge.
Just as I was talking about the placements in the table and how they would fare if it was a point apiece, Naglish Montvillash, almost out of nowhere, spearheads an attack which results in a goal. And that shows just how late in the game it was. Full time, Manchester City 1, Villa Rockets Lions 2. And whilst Manchester City will be disappointed, they've got to take positives. They were defensively sound and they sustained a lot of attacking pressure from the opposition.
Very well done from both sides.
Absolutely. But thank you to all that have joined myself and Troy. Next up on Court B, a big game between Leeds Dynamos and Sale United.